Have you ever had the feeling that you was being straight up finessed? Like, you hear someone talking and you're like, yeah, I mean, I hear you, but I don't believe you. In this video, we're going to talk about how we are all, that's right, you and I both are getting finessed by the Federal Reserve and by the government, and how just by them saying something, we put so much weight into their words that they don't have to actually even do anything, and what they want can actually come true. What? Keep it locked for all that and more. It's Crystal with the Cash Compass. All right, welcome back. I am here to teach you all the things that you should have learned in school about money, but for whatever reason, they forgot to mention it. Please be sure to subscribe because we talk about everything from personal finance to invest into the economy. Let's get into it. It is good to be back behind the camera, guys. I have not recorded in so long, so if I gained a little bit of weight, mind your business. My beautiful plant has grown. Say hi to Remix. But anyways, you're not here for that. Now, I have a couple of things that I've actually noticed that I kind of want to shed light on because it is very interesting how much words can have such an impact. And I know we always say, things like listen to what I say, not what I do, or actions speak louder than words. But it's like those sayings don't hold a lot of weight because people still listen to just words. Let me start off with a perfect example. Everyone's favorite topic right now, and that is these stimulus checks, right? So what happened? Pandemic happened. They threw everybody this $1,200 check, and it's been crickets ever since, right? So that happened in April. We're over here calmly in November and still no stimulus check. But what have we been hearing the whole entire time from April through November? Stimulus. Here's a new proposal. Here's another proposal. Oh, they're arguing. We're going to get it out for sure. One day, maybe, after a recess, after vacation, after the 7th vacation. I mean, we've been hearing everything but haven't been seeing anything. But that still does something to the psychology of people's minds, and I want to break that down. So a lot of people may argue, well, it's so many people. It's a lot of things that they're trying to put into these stimulus check plans. These proposals are normally really long. The last one was like 1,800 pages. So yes, it's a lot of information that has to go in there, and that might take a lot of negotiation. But these people are adults, and it has been months and months and months, okay? And what I've realized is that at least on both the Republicans and the Democrat side, they both have agreed to a $1,200 stimulus check. So if you guys both agree on that, why not approve the things you actually agree on and then hash out the other things that you're not so sure about, right? Some people say, oh, that's not how it works. The government literally makes the rules. I mean, if they wanted it to work that way, they could make it work that way, right? They just don't want to because they don't want to take action until people are absolutely desperate and they really, really need it, and maybe until something triggers them to actually do it, right? They're trying to hold their ammo. You don't want to just come out the gate, using everything you got, right? But if they can tell you it's coming, don't worry, we're talking about it. You might still feel like in the back of your mind, okay, I know I'm getting at least $1,200. If I have a kid, maybe even more than that. So I can spend this money right now because eventually we are going to get a stimulus check. If they keep on just talking about it and getting you comfortable with it, it's going to be easy for you to make decisions because in the back of your mind, you're kind of having that, okay, I'll get this money eventually, right? And a lot of people suffer from they spend before they actually make the money, right? I mean, hello, credit cards. You might not have gotten paid till next week, but you'll just put it on your credit card for right now and we'll just pay it off next week and no one gets hurt, right? So it's that kind of psychology with the stimulus check also. If they just keep on saying they will do it, eventually people just start to believe it. But because you're on this channel, I know you are a deep thinker, and it's like they could have done this, right? Trump was pushing out all these different executive orders. You could have pushed out an executive order for a $200 stimulus check. Again, people will say that's not how it works. The government does whatever they want. If they want it to work that way, if it's a crisis, certain things change in certain circumstances. So if they wanted to do it, they absolutely could, okay? This is exactly why I always say do not depend on anybody, because they have the power to just kind of take and give whenever they want to. And honestly, they're still kind of getting results from the first stimulus check and the unemployment, because there was a lot of money given for unemployment. So that did boost the economy. They had a crazy GDP number. We had like all this growth. But mind you, if it wasn't for the stimulus checks, if it wasn't for the unemployment, the small business loans, that GDP number would have been nothing, right? Because they had to kind of revive the economy again. Another example with how they can just say something but not actually do it and still get the same effects is with the Federal Reserve saying they're going to buy corporate bonds. Now, for those who don't know what corporate bonds is, it's basically just debt, right? If you have a company and you need money, but no one else wants to give it to you because they don't trust you. Maybe you have a bad, like business credit or whatever. The Federal Reserve will come in and actually buy the debt for you. Now, that in and of itself is just mind-blowing to me, because you're literally picking winners and losers, right? Because I, a little business owner, damn sure can't go to the Federal Reserve and say, hey, could you guys loan me the money? It's only for these big corporations, I'm almost positive. But regardless of that, they didn't have to actually do that at all. They can just say, listen, if you guys ever need us, we're going to be right here. We'll help you whenever you need it. That changes the psychology in people's minds, because now if I'm an investor, I'll say, hey, I'll just buy this corporate debt, because worst case, we have an ultimate buyer. Worst case, if nobody else wants it, the Federal Reserve will take it. And that just changes your whole psychology. Now you're like, I can move different. I could take more risk because I have something backstopping me. It's kind of like, I think I use this all the time, but it's kind of like if your mother, no matter what, will always give you money. If you wreck your car, if you can't pay your rent, no matter what, you have somebody kind of back there that will help you with no questions asked. There's no motivation to do the right thing, okay? I need me a little Federal Reserve sugar daddy. I'm just kidding. Another example of this is politics. I mean, every 4 years, everybody gets all charged up and they're showing you their stickers. They voted, exercise your rights, yada, yada, yada. These candidates who we don't know come up there and they tell us all these things that they will do. We want this to happen. We want more. We want minimum wage raise on a federal level. We want to give more money to schools. And everybody's like, yeah, that sounds great, right? But then there's no accountability after that, right? You voted, whoever wins, and then people just kind of go about their day, right? And they didn't have to actually do anything. But if they just say it, if it sounds compelling enough, hell, it doesn't have to even do that, because a lot of times, at least when I was watching the debates, it's like they would have these plans, but they had no intentions of showing you how they can actually get to that plan, right? We don't know how you're going to give schools $750 billion, which is way more than they get funding for right now, right? Who cares? Like, no one cares. It just sounds good. And if they could just keep on telling you things that sound right and kind of stir up your emotions, like, you deserve this, you deserve more, less taxes. We need to tax the rich. Like, it's all a psyop, and it's kind of interesting to me, because then we vote, and then after that, we don't say anything, right? It's just kind of like another day. I can't even articulate much of what any president has done. And I'm sure most people can't do that either. But that's the mind game that the government plays. And that's why it's always important to watch what they do, not what they say. But we always focus on the words. We don't like Trump because he says a whole bunch of disgusting things. And but we can't point to anything that he's done, whether it's bad or good. And I'm obviously, huge generalization. I'm not saying everybody is like that. A lot of people are definitely into government on a state, local, and federal level. But most people, they just kind of take a headline, they take a tweet they saw or something on Instagram, and they just run with it. And the government knows that, right? I think they have like some sort of really good psychologist or something, and they're like, let's just throw this out there and see what happens, And that's going to be the same thing that they're going to do with the digital currency, which I have a video coming on about that soon. But they just kind of get you warm to the idea, right? So it's like, they kind of dropped off digital currency in the CARES Act. They removed it, but I'm sure they're going to come up again, right? Every time I hear the Federal Reserve talk, they're talking about this central bank digital currency. And honestly, I'm not going to get too deep into it. Like I said, I'm having a video come out with that soon. But the more you hear about it, the more comfortable you get. So then when they do make a transition into anything, not just, digital currency, but just any type of situation they're trying to do, it's going to be easy because you've already been kind of trained mentally to expect it. So I say all that to say, if we want things to really change, we have to really hold these people accountable at every level, right? In your city, in your state, on a federal level. These type of things do not go viral because nobody really cares. And, I hate to say that, but it's true. Like, they care when it's sensationalized, right? When voting is very sensationalized. Everybody's telling you go vote. You can't even walk down the street without somebody harassing you. But then after that, no more stimulation. Like, it's boring now. Like, it's old. It's different. Like, we're moving on to something else. And that's not how you're going to see change. You can't just come up every 4 years, chanting and holding up signs and voting and then leaving it at that. We have to watch what they're doing. And it's really our money. So we need to say, listen, it sounds good. Yes, you're telling me a whole bunch of stuff, but ultimately, we are the ones who give the government power. It doesn't seem like that these days because it's kind of been flipped around, but it's our tax dollars, right? We want our tax dollars to go to work for us. We don't want to help the benefit the big corporations. We want a $1,200 stimulus check, or we want different aid, whatever. It's our money, right? So take action this year and every single year. Let's not just stop at voting and just kind of leave it at that. I make these videos because I want to consistently bring awareness to what is going on with our money, right? In the government that we are supposed to be controlling, right? They're not supposed to be running us, we're supposed to be running them. I like to shed light on this. So let me know what you think about this. Do you guys think that these PSYOP things are intentional and they're just trying to kind of, dangle the carrot in your face a little bit but not actually take any action? Or do you believe that it's just, it's just the government, they work slow, it is what it is, and we can't do anything about it? I want to hear from you. But that will do it. If you like this video, then please like this video and share it with your friends. And if you have anything else going on, you know what to do. Go ahead and binge watch me. And until next time, keep your money up.